Hello, welcome back to the channel, and we are doing more Tarkir Dragonstorm best of one draft. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right in. So the last video didn't do super great, but we are going to make up for that. So what do we got here? We got United Battlefront, sorcery. Look at the top 7 of your library. Put up to 2 non-creature, non-land permanent cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. So not great. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take a Static Snare. I still really like this card. Just the flash costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature, so could work on offense, could work on defense. When this enchantment enters, exile a thing an opponent controls until it leaves. Well, an artifact or creature, not any non-land permanent, but still solid. So it's splashable too, so I don't have to like pinpoint myself into a particular archetype with this card. Other than that, there's Desperate Measures, which it's basically Skull Clamp for a like 1-time Skull Clamp, single black, target creature gets +1/-1. When it dies under your control this turn, draw 2. I think that's pretty solid. 3 mana 3/3 here with Trample. Whenever one more cards leave your graveyard, put a counter. There were some other cards too, but I think the Static Snare is fairly solid. So, okay, now what do we have? We've got Channeled Dragonfire, which deals 2 damage to any target, and you can harmonize it for 5 and double red. You have the Fortress Kinguard, which is that 2 mana 1/2 when it enters and endures 1. We have the Narset's Rebuke, which it deals 5 damage to target creature, and then you can add Jeskai mana. So we also have the Snowmelt Stag, 4 mana 2/5. During your turn, this creature has base power and toughness 5/2. We also have Focus the Mind, so it costs 2 less to cast. If you cast another spell this turn, draw 3 and then discard. There's also Codis, 4 mana, 2/1, indestructible in Sultai. When it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top X cards, where X amount of damage dealt. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less without paying their mana costs. I'm just going to go ahead and take the Dragonfire for more removal. I'm not convinced that's correct. Okay, so I know that we just did Boros. However, we took a white card into a red card, and then we get past a frontline rush. I don't know. Maybe we can make it work this time. I think this card is really good. So, red-white instant, choose 1. Create 2 Gobos, 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, or target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So it's either you make your board go wide, or it's like an enabler for going wide and a payoff for going wide as well. You can like kind of fireball your opponent out of nowhere. Obviously, this card would have been amazing in the previous deck that we drafted, if you want to check that video out. But yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and go in. There's also Rediscover the Way, 3 mana in Jeskai colors to anticipate twice, and then you do something else or something. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and take the frontline rush. Okay, now what do we get? So we get a Jeskai Devotee, 2 mana 2/2, and then, but we also have the Riling Dawnbreaker, which I think I'm going to take. So this is another one of those Omen Dragons. The Dragon Half is a 5 mana 3/4 with Flying and Vigilance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So it can't target itself. It's fine card. Defensive, but also attack. But the Omen, Signaling Roar, sorcery, create a 2/2 soldier, which totally fine in an aggressive deck if you want to go for that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take the Dawnbreaker here. All right, now what do we get? So I think I'm going to go ahead and take a Scoured Barrens here, just try to solidify fixing now, because I'm really not seeing much here that I want. There's an Erishin Sunshield, which is that 4 mana 3/4. When it enters, exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard, and then you can make white and tap something, or tap a creature, which, you know, is fine. I think Auroral Procession is probably the best card. Green and blue, instant, return target card from your grave to your hand. So any card, doesn't have to be any particular type. So it's regrowth at instant speed, but it's more restrictive mana. So there's also Wild Ride and Fire Rim form, but yeah, I think I'm just going to take the Scoured Barrens. Clearly, I have not learned my lesson. So now we see a Jeskai Brushmaster, which is a 4 mana 2/4 with double strike and prowess. So that could be a direction we go. Otherwise, there's a Reigning Victor, which I don't think is that great of a card. There's a 2-brid 3/3 with mobilize 1 and Mardu, and when it enters, target creature gets +1/+1, gains indestructible until end of turn. It's like fine. Can also take Summit Intimidator to stay just base red, but I think I'm gonna try to lean into this Jeskai Brushmaster, see if we can do some sort of Jeskai tempo thing, perhaps. Okay, so now we see a pretty late Caustic Exhale, and that might be a sign to pivot into black, maybe go black-white. Otherwise, we're taking what, like an Underfoot Underdogs, which I don't think is that great. I mean, it does go well with the Frontline Rush plan, but I think the power level gap here is a little too high. So I think I'm willing to just take the more powerful card and then perhaps pivot into black-white. And if we don't play it, that's totally fine. Like here, I'm probably going to take either the Lightfoot Technique or the Twin Bolt. Twin Bolt's fine. I think I'm going to take the Lightfoot Technique here because whether we end up in Mardu or Jeskai, Lightfoot Technique is going to work well in that strategy. Give something flying and indestructible. Maybe rely a bit more on the combat tricks. Okay, what did we wheel? We didn't wheel much. I guess we just take a Jeskai Devotee here. And alternatively, there's a Cruel Truths and a Wild Ride. And yeah, we need more creatures. So we're going to go ahead and just take that Jeskai Devotee. And then we're going to, okay, we wheel the Underdogs, which you like to see. I still think Focus the Mind and Snowmelt Stag are fairly decent blue cards. So maybe people just don't realize. I don't know, we could have gone into that space, but yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and take the Underdogs here. And then, yeah, we'll take the Poised Practitioner. So 3 mana 2/3 with Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a counter on it and then scry one. So hopefully we'll just be able to do some double spelling naturally as we play our games. Here's that Boulderborn Dragon, which that one blue card can fetch up. 5 mana Flying Vigilance artifact creature 3/3. Whenever it attacks, you get to surveil one. So yeah, whatever. Wild Ride, that's fine. Okay, last pick, Reigning Victor. Like, I'm not super excited to play it, but I'll play it. Okay, so now we get the choice. We have a cool rare, Anafenza, Unyielding Lineage, 3 mana, flash, first strike. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, it endures 2, which of course endure means you either put 2 counters on it or you make a 2/2 spirit. There's Descendant of Storms, which is a 1-drop, which is good with the whole flurry thing. Whenever this attacks, you may pay 1 and a white. If you do, it endures 1. There's a Mystic Monastery for fixing, blue, red, white land. And then there's an Ashes Exhale. So as initial cost to cast it, you may behold a dragon, and then it deals 5 to target attacking or blocking creature, and if the dragon was beheld, you gain 2. I think I just want to try out the rare here, so yeah, I'm going to take that. There's also a Shocking Sharpshooter, which also is really good in the red-white space. Whenever the creature you control enters, it deals 1 damage. So that's pretty strong. All right, what do we got here? We have a Furious Forebear, 2 mana 3, whenever a creature you control dies while this card is in your graveyard. You can pay 1 and a white. If you do, return it from the graveyard to the hand. I think I'm just going to go ahead and I could take an Ashes Exhale, which is notably not as great in a more aggressive leaning deck, but it kills a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's probably better than the Forebear. Maybe the Forebear could even wheel. Other than that, there's like an Evolving Wilds, a Duelist. So yeah, let's take the Exhale here. Another Battlefront, solid. I think, yeah, we're just going to take a Molten Exhale. This is the kind of removal spell you want in a more aggressive deck. 2 mana, sorcery. But you can cast it with Flash if you behold a dragon as additional cost to cast it. And then you deal 4 to target creature planeswalker. Totally solid. 2 mana, deal 4. Very nice. Would have loved to have one of those last time. Whoa. Okay, Roar of Endless Song. That card is kind of nuts. So I think I'm going to take it too. So Roar of Endless Song, 2 and Teamer for a 5. Okay, so it's a saga. Chapter 1 and 2, you make a 5/5 elephant. And then on Chapter 3, you double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. So it's only pack 2, pick 4. I think we can probably pivot away and maybe be like red, blue base. I don't know. I think this card is just really, really good. So let's see if we can perhaps start to lean more towards that. Honestly, that does seem like all these white cards are fine, but now I could just take a Snowmelt Stag and start to go into red-blue. 4 mana, 2/5 Vigi, but during your turn it's a 5/2, and you can pay 7 mana so it can't be blocked. Pretty good on defense. I think this might be a pivot point. Maybe the Roar of Endless Song is making me think some things, but yeah, let's just take that. Try to make that work. Now we can take a Jeskai Monument. So when it enters, you get an island, mountain, or plains, and then you can pay 4, tap, and sack in Jeskai to create a 2/1/1 birds with flying. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that because it fetches up either blue or red for the Roar of Endless Song, and then we just need the green. Okay, there's the Swiftwater Cliffs, so we can make that work. I think we're doing like a bit of a pivot here. I'm not sure if this is correct, but what else would we have been taking? Like, we would have been taking some okay 2-drops, I guess, but I don't know. I'd much rather play a Roar of Endless Song. Okay, now I can take either a Narset's Rebuke or Riverwater Technique. Yeah, I think I'd take the Riverwater Technique. So 4 mana, instant, owner of target non-land permanent puts on their choice at the top or bottom, or negate, counter target non-creature. I think we're going to take that. And then I think we got to take Evolving Wilds here. I'm really surprised Evolving Wilds wheeled. I think there's a really high pick. We did wheel the Shocking Sharpshooter, so I mean, we could have done some pretty cool, like red-white, lots of tokens and pinging and stuff like that, but I don't know. This Roar of Endless Song is just making me think a lot of different things. Okay, we could take the Blossoming Sand, so this covers the green but also helps splash white for like the Static Snare and like the Auspicious Exhale. I guess we can take, I don't know, I guess we could take the Highspire Bellringer. 3 mana, 1/4 with flying. The second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less. It's not great. Roamer's Routine. Let's splash for our fixing. Yeah, so we're not, I guess we take the Rescue Leopard here. Monastery Messenger, not bad to see. 3 mana, 2/3, one of these 2-brids. Well, it could be 4, 5, or 6. Flying Vigi, and when it enters, put up to 1 target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard on top of your library. I like buying back Roar of Endless Song. Okay, what do we got here? So we have Taigam, Master Opportunist. So 2 mana, 2/2 with Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell, copy it, then exile the spell you cast with 4 time counters. And then if it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. So this could be a good way to get some incidental value on a okay-ish body. 2 mana, 2/2, not the most exciting thing in the world. There's an Abzan Monument, which could get white or green, and then you can pay 4 mana and tap sack. Create an XX, where X is the greatest toughness among creatures you control. There's also a Teamer Tawny back. When it enters, draw a card, then discard a card, another 2-brid, but in Teamer, it's a 4/3. There's also a Swiftwater Cliffs. I'm going to try the rare. I think the rare could be good. Okay. I think here I'm supposed to take Tranquil Cove. It's another piece of fixing. I think we can cut the Scoured Barrens. We could just splash like good white cards. We don't really need these. We might not even need Frontline Rush. We're not going to play Caustic Exile, I don't think. So the rare here is pretty interesting. Baron Step Siege, white, black. As this enters, choose Abzan or Mardu. If you choose Abzan, at the beginning of your end step, put a counter on each creature you control. Or if it's Mardu, at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, each opponent sacks a creature of their choice. Obviously, you probably want to choose Abzan most of the time, but still, that card can do some pretty cool things. Okay, so the 2 lands here don't really help me that much. Black, green, blue versus blue, black. Now, blue, black doesn't really do anything. I guess I could take Temur Devotee. Temur Devotee, another one of this cycle where it filters for Temur, but it's also just a 2-mana 3/3 with Defender. So, yeah, I think I'm actually okay with that. Helps with the fixing as well for the Roar of Endless Song. I like that. Let's take that. Oh, this rare seems really bad. At the beginning of your upkeep, it's 1 in a blue, Stillness of Motion. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 3 cards. Then if your library has no cards in it, exile this and put 5 cards from your graveyard on top of your library in any order. I don't really know what that's doing. Okay, now what? We have a Rugged Highlands to help with the fixing. We also have Constrictor Sage, which, when it enters, tap a creature an opponent controls, put a stun counter on it, and you can renew to tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it for 3 mana. So I like that. I also like the land. Not much else in consideration here. Sonic Shrieker is really sweet, but I think we're a little far from that. Do I want more power or more fixing? I think I'm okay with the green fixing, so I'm going to take the Constrictor Sage. Okay, this pack kind of sucks. So we have Starry-Eyed Skyrider, 3 mana, 1/3 with flying. Whenever it attacks, another target creature you control gains flying, and then attacking tokens you control have flying, which is fine in the mobilized deck, but I don't think that's going to work for us. They're taking Encroaching Dragonstorm. There's not really anything in here for us. I guess we take a Jeskai Devotee again. It's not incredible, but it's a 2-drop, I guess. We could take another Jeskai Brushmaster or a Twin Bolt or I think I'm going to take the Fresh Start. Fresh Start is 1 in a blue for a flash enchantment aura, and then enchanted creature gets -5, -0, and loses all abilities. So yeah, I think that's pretty solid. There's another Blossoming Sands. There's, how are we doing on cards? 21 cards? We'll be fine. We have a Riverwheel Sweep, 6, so it's a 2-brid, tap target creature, put 3 stuns, and then exile the top 2. I think I'd rather just take another Blossoming Sands here. I guess now I can take a Riverwheel Sweep to put 3 stun counters on something and then exile the top 2 and then choose one of them. And until the end of your next turn, you can play it. I guess. Seems fine. This deck doesn't seem that great. Team Ratani back on the wheel is not bad, though. So hopefully a 3 mana 4/3 draw and discard. Okay, I don't see anything for me here, so I guess we'll take the rare. Take the rare. I mean, there's a world in which I play Ringing Strike Mastery, but I just not convinced. I mean, whatever, I'll take the rare. Like a complete other setting, I would rather take the, wield a Twin Bolt. That's kind of nice. And then take a Reigning Victor. Okay, I could probably cut this Reigning Victor. It's not what we're doing. And then we have, this is 23 cards. This deck does not look good. It doesn't look that good at all. But it has Roar of Endless Song. And it has some control elements. Yeah, I think this deck is definitely gonna struggle if I just have to give my guess. But we'll run with it and we'll see what happens. All right, we're playing against Barrel Roll. Very cool username. And this hand kind of does not get there. It doesn't really have any of the blue. We won the die roll, which is nice. Yeah, if this forest was an island, that'd be cool. But it's not. So let's mulligan. I mean, we can play the Frontline Rush. But then we can't play the other cards in the hand. So yeah, let's mulligan. Oh, God. Well, okay, no, this is fine actually. So we can grab our white source or a blue source, and then yeah, we're gonna keep this, and then what do we put back? Probably either Constrictor Sage or the Monastery Messenger. I think Monastery Messenger just has the probably the lowest upside with this hand. I mean, I could get Molten Exhale back. It's kind of nice, and I can play it for. Maybe it is just the Constrictor Sage actually. So we'll start with a Mountain because we could play this for like 4 mana if we just get our white source. Yeah, that I think that makes things a little easier. Ooh, there's a white source. Um, yeah, I think we'll go ahead and start with. So it's like, do I want to Molten Exhale something on the next turn, or do I want to? I can just get my blue. Blossoming Sands. Yeah, I think I actually will probably want to try to Molten Exhale, and then I can get it back. So yeah, let's go ahead and get our blue source here. It's not opening up the opportunity to Anafenza on turn 3, but I feel like this is a little better a little later in the game. Okay, opponent's just going to go Evolving Wilds here, which is fine. I can just go Blossoming Sands and pass. Ooh, Teamer Devotee. Yeah, let's still go Blossoming Sands past the turn. So hopefully next turn we get to start doing some stuff. I would... Okay, they're going to do nothing. All right. Ooh, Frontline Rush. Like to see that. So let's tap appropriately, go Teamer Devotee, and then we can hold up the Frontline Rush. Make a couple of bodies. Okay, Equilibrium Adept. That's not a bad card. Get to Impulse Draw, get to Island. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and make a couple of Goblins. And then on our turn, okay, we're going to go... Could sack this now. Make a couple of guys. Can either make birds, or we can Molten Exhale this away and then fresh start something else. I kind of like that, actually. So let's Molten Exhale this away, hit them for a couple of points, and then we're holding up fresh start. So 5 mana. Let's see what happens here. And then next turn we'll probably make a couple of birds. And I think the birds would be fine. Sure. Okay, they're just gonna they're basically cycling this to draw a card. This is another one of those Omen Dragons. So it's either a Durgar Island Dragon's a 6-mana flying ward 2, but Skimming Strike is an instant that taps up to 1 target creature and draws a card. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay, nothing great here. So let's just attack for 2. And we could flash in Anafenza, but I'd rather be mana efficient and just make a couple birds, I think. Also, Anafenza does not trigger off of tokens dying, only non-tokens, so it gets a little worse in this situation. Really? I don't know. Basically, I want my opponent to do something, and then I can interact and try to get some value. I think that would be good. I have all like the full Jeskai mana, so I can pay 3 mana for these instead of more than that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay, I get it. They have the -3/- so draw 3 cards card. Understandable. We did draw a land. That's cool. So yeah, we'll just attack with everything. They're gonna go -3/- so and draw 3. Oh, they don't have that. Well, that's fine. We'll just pass and hold up stuff. Well, the opponent also does nothing. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they just have a big bomb they're going to play. They're going to pay 5 at sorcery speed to draw 3 and discard 1. So that tells me they just drew this. What do they have? What's in their hand? They have like 5 billion cards. I'm not entirely sure what's happening. Okay. Well, go Anafenza. Eventually. They also have 8 cards. They have to discard a card. The heck is this? Alright. Anafenza it is. Not the most exciting, but, you know, it's a card that exists. Okay. Alright, play a land. And then attack for 6? Could be some kind of board wipe? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play the Monastery Mentor out. Or sorry, Monastery Messenger. Oh man, I wish it was Monastery Mentor. And then we're just gonna go ahead and get the Frontline Rush back, I think. Because we have something to deal with a big creature. We have, and then hopefully Frontline Rush can just kind of close out the game. They have like some removal spells, but then I give something 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, +7/+7. Yeah, that's not good enough. Now I don't really want to cast this into open mana. I'm still really confused what the opponent's doing. They're not facing down lethal this turn, at least. Oh, okay. So they went a card into Stormscale Scion, so they do get to make 2 dragons, but unfortunately it is pretty much just over for the opponent, because now we get to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just make sure we do it right. 2 red. Do that. Do this. Tap things down. Sure, I'll play the land. And then we go in, and then they block something, but then we Frontline Rush and deal a ton of damage. Okay, give this +7/+7, and that is the game. All right, pretty cool. My opponent did the right thing of going, you know, spell into Stormscale Scion, but unfortunately it wasn't good enough. All right, see you in the next. All right, we're playing against Mace 127, and we won the die roll, and the hand looks pretty decent, so we're going to keep. We have all of our colors, well, except for green. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. We're going to Jeskai Monument, go and find a plains. We'll have all of our colors. And opponent is still deciding. Okay, so we'll go Mountain Pass, and then next turn we'll go probably just Island, unless we draw plains right now. Nope, okay. So we'll go Jeskai Monument, go get a plains. And then we're looking pretty good. As long as we draw another land, we can go Jeskai Brushmaster. All right, they go Kishless Skimmer. This is a cool one. So whenever a card leaves your graveyard during your turn, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So they probably have some synergies with that. We're going to go tap land here. I know we could play the Frontline Rush, but now we can still hold up the Fresh Start, which I may want to do on the Kishless Skimmer. Okay, their Teamer checks out. So we'll take our 2. We'll fire this off and end of turn if they don't do anything else, but okay, they're gonna go ahead and get a basic land. Then on my turn, I mean, we probably just slam the Brushmaster unless we draw something else. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and fresh start. I just don't want them to have that much value when it comes to drawing cards. Because ideally, I kind of want to just have Brushmaster deal a lot of damage. Wow, they counter that. I'm okay with that. That seems fine. All right, let's go plains into a Brushmaster. And then on the following turn, we get to go Constrictor Sage, tap something and put a counter on it, a stun counter on it. And then you can renew this later to put a stun counter on something else when it dies. So I like that. And I'm really glad they used their counterspell on that. I didn't even really care about the fresh start that much. I was considering maybe not even playing it, but yeah, wasting the premium removal spell, or wasting their premium counterspell, seems good to me. Oh, they're doing something on my upkeep. Interesting. They're going to kill it, tap it, and draw. Okay. I could counter this, but I don't really care that much. I'd rather just play my Constrictor Sage. Yeah, I'm going to play Constrictor Sage. Okay, cool. No counterspell. Love to see it. Because now next turn, we can go Frontline Rush and make birds, or Riverwalk Technique and Frontline Rush. There's a lot of stuff we can do. Okay, sure. Ringing Strike Mastery. So doesn't untap, and then I should be able to... I could pay 5 to untap, basically. All right, now this thing's a 6/5 with Menace and with Vigilance and Menace. So I think I like going a little bit more aggressive here, so we can Riverwalk Technique away the Effortless Master, pump this up, play the Frontline Rush. I can give it plus... Okay, how much damage can we do? 4, 6, 12 damage versus if we just make some goblins and deal 8. Yeah, I think making the goblins makes more sense here. Although that we could have done a lot of damage for sure. Okay, they did decide to leave it on top. They probably have a way to double spell again, in which case... Oh, it's kind of annoying. Flying Vigilance Trample, and it has Hexproof if it has not dealt damage. Ooh, Auspicious Exhale. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so we actually get to do a nice little trick here. So, hold on. We get to... Let's play this land. Let's make birds. So now what we can do is... Well, actually... Let's attack with these. And if they block, it loses hexproof. Yeah, they're not gonna do that. So we can have them hit me, and then still during the damage step or the end of combat step. Oh boy, never mind. We're screwed. I can't do that anymore. Well, I was gonna say you could do that, and then it's dealt its damage, but it's still considered attacking. But now we can't do that. Oh, wait. Never mind. Gains Vigilance and Trample. Oh, I can just block with a bird. Oh, nice. Okay, so let's make sure we do this correctly. So we have to hold full control, I believe. I haven't tried this, but it is kind of important. So we'll cast a damage. And then we'll deal 5 to the... Guardian. That's really weird. Yeah. Get the prowess trigger. Okay. I mean, that was kind of cute and all, but I don't think it was that good. All right. Now we're just getting smacked in the air for 3 a couple of times. They get to play the synchronized charge again. This is not looking great, but at the very least... we get to untap the Constrictor Sage and block with it, which is nice. I can get my forest and maybe find the Teamer Saga and start making a bunch of tokens. I mean, we're in a lot of trouble. This costs 4 and a green, so I'm pretty sure they're just going to put both counters on both of these. Yeah. And then they draw a card because a card left their graveyard. That's pretty good. Okay, wait, this actually isn't too bad. So we can do this, and then we can go to blocks. We can just do this, I think, and then they have to make the choice. I'll take 4. Okay, what are they going to choose to kill here? Probably the Brushmaster, if I had to guess. Yep. Because they don't want to kill the Constrictor Sage. All right, let's go fetch up our one forest. And then we draw a Jeskai Devotee, which is not good. But at the very least, we get to attack for 4 freely. Because now we just have enough mana to ignore the Constrictor Sage, or to ignore the Ringing Strike Mastery. This bird is standing between everything. Come on, bird. No! Alright, well, maybe they won't do it correctly. And they have, in fact, done it correctly. Unfortunate. Alright, we're playing against Magic Milkshake, and his hand's kind of close, but I don't like it very much. It has powerful cards, but it has 2 removal spells, but it needs 2 lands to get to the stag. It needs white for this, green for this. I think that's a mulligan. Okay, this is a lot better. So we have all of our colors. We can keep this. I guess we put back the... probably the Teamer Devotee. And then we'll just go ahead and start with the Blossoming Sands. And then we'll have Molten Exhale and Channel Dragonfire for the next couple of turns. The Monastery Messenger can bring stuff back. Because I think I'd like to draw a Molten Exhale again. Okay. That is a Jeskai Devotee. See if they have like a counter spell for this. Alright. Spelling Exhale, sure. Alright, let's see what opponent does here. Oh boy. So 3-mana 2/2, whenever you cast your whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 with flying. So I don't like that. So yeah, let's go Channel Dragonfire here. And then we're going to go Monastery Messenger. And then I don't want to draw it, so I'm going to leave it there. Because if we draw a land, we get to slam the Roar of Endless Song, which is nice. Okay, opponent goes Jeskai Monument. They get to go find themselves a Plains. Play the Plains, and then kill the Messenger? Nope, that's the land. So let's hit them for 2. And then let's just really hope this resolves. Oh, it resolved. Very nice. So now we get a 5/5, and then the next turn we get a 5/5. Okay. Well, their fresh start dealt with 1/3 of my card, which is fine. Erd Heirloom. This card's really cool. So 2 mana. Ooh, Eshki. Oh, and they get to draw 2 cards? Gross. Very nice. Okay, let's play this. Yeah, this is not looking great. So let's attack them for 2. The Erd Heirloom. So tap to add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell. And then tap until end of turn, target creature control with power 4 or greater gains trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And then the Eshki is 4 mana in Teamer, 4/4, Vigi Trample, Ward 1, and at the beginning of a combat on your turn, if you cast both a creature and a non-creature, you draw a card and you put 2 counters on it. Very strong. Okay, wow, so they're getting their value off of the Eshki. Yikes. I'm just going to take this. I'm going to take 8, and then they're going to give it Trample and draw them a card, I think. That's pretty good. Fortunately, the Roar of Endless Song is going to be very helpful here. Double power and toughness of all my stuff. Ooh, River Wheel Sweep. I like that. So, this has ward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Yeah. So we should be fine here. So let's start with the Molten Exhale on the Bell Ringer. Try to get the, okay, there's no... I was trying to see if they had a Snakeskin Veil, but it doesn't seem like they do. So we're going to go ahead and do this, do that. It only has ward 1, so auto pay. And then I'll take the Static Snare, and then we'll attack them for 14. Oh my gosh. See, the Roar of Endless song is so good. And then we have the channel Dragonfire next turn. Okay, they're going to eat my elephant. They've eaten both elephants. Not great. We have Static Snare to deal with. Oh. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright. 3 stun counters is so many. Frontline Rush. Oh. Huh. Can I win? always a good question to ask. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 plus 4. I can exile the Jeskai Monument. I can't exile the Dragon Claw, which is kind of annoying. Oh, wait. No. We can do everything. We can exile the Dragon Claw. So what I could do is I could Frontline Rush, give this +3/+3, swing with both, Static Snare for 3 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 plus 5, and then 1, and then exile the Dragon Claw. I think that's going to be the move here. I mean, the Jeskai Monument's kind of annoying, but then we have the Channel Dragonfire in the following turn. So yeah, I like that. So let's attack. They're both instants, right? Yeah, so let's attack with both. Make sure we get both of the attackers. And then we'll go frontline. No. We'll go Static Snare first. And then we'll exile the Dragon Claw. It has Ward 1. So we're going to do this. Exile. And then we're going to Frontline Rush to give one of my elephants +3/+3. Okay, they go to 1. So they are dead. If I draw a land next turn to the Channeled Dragonfire, because I don't have any power untapped to do that. Ooh, Taigam Master. Okay, so we'll go Taigam Master. And then, unfortunately, I'm just forced to, like, pass. I mean, they're going to Channel Dragonfire this, right? But, well, they have to. I'm forcing them to use their Channel Dragonfire to kill my Taigam. And then I still have the out of... Oh, I guess that works too. Okay, yeah, I guess it's the only way they win. Oh, tap land. Not what we were looking for. All right, you have this turn to do something, or else I'm going to win. Can they deal 10 points? All right. I could go for the Snowmelt Stag. Technically. I could also just... I think I'm just supposed to Channel Dragonfire the face. I don't have to get too cute. Try to get like the discount with the Channel Dragonfire. Narset's Rebuke. I don't think that does it. Do they have a counterspell? They need a counterspell. Right now. Spectral Denial. Oh boy. Alright, that worked out well for them. Now I'm taking a lot of damage. They go to 2. Snowmelt Stag Snowmelt Stag can do it. Oh no, we're going to 3. Oh, we lose the game. Oh, we lost the game. That's crazy. What? Oh no. That was not supposed to be a loss. Alright. Moving on. Alright, we're playing against AK88. We lost the die roll. Our hand looks fine. Let's keep. So we can go Taigam into perhaps Jeskai Devotee plus Wild Ride, or vice versa. Let's start with the Swiftwater Cliffs. Shock Brigade. Sure. All right. Let's start off with Jeskai Devotee. Then next turn we can go Taigam plus Wild Ride. get in for a lot of points and then suspend the Wild Ride for a few turns. And then on the following turn, we might be able to go Twin Bolt plus Fresh Start. Or they can just go Glacial Dragon Hunt, draw, discard a card. Oh, okay. Cool. My Jeskai Devotee lives. All right, they get in for some points, or 1 point. I'll just block. Okay. Well, that was fine. All right, I think, yeah, we're just going to go for it. So we're going to go Taigom, Wild Ride, give it haste, and then the flurry abilities will activate. So we get to exile that and then copy, and then hit them for 8. And then this thing will come back in 4 turns to give something else haste. Although it's kind of doesn't work that great, because then we can't like play something from the hand and then give it haste, but still power boost out of nowhere is nice upside. Okay, Oshi's Exhale, that could be good. Let's play this tapped and then hit them for 2, pass. I imagine I'm gonna, oh, I can't Oshi's Exhale. I guess I could Fresh Start something or Twin Bolt. All depends, really. High Spire, Bellringer. Okay, that's fine. Okay, they're gonna do that. I could, yeah. Oh, I could Oshi's Exhale. I could Oshi's Exhale the Shock Brigade. Yeah, let's do that. What? I can't behold a dragon. There's no dragon to behold. Okay, take 1 damage. And now that can suspend. Ooh, Monastery Messenger. So let's go for Teamer Devotee, and then we'll attack them for 2. They probably block. Then we go Twin Bolt, 1 at them, 1 at the Bellringer, trigger the Flurry, get this at 3 power, and then kill it. Okay, and now we can, next turn we can go Monastery Messenger, try to get something back. This is coming down in a couple of turns. Opponent appears to be stuck on lands. So maybe they're deciding if they, okay, they're just going to pass. Love to see it. Okay. All right. Let's go to combat. See if this Jeskai Devotee gets in. What do you have? Some kind of removal? Frontline Rush. Okay. I think I let this happen. Yeah, and then we're just going to go Underfoot Underdogs. Just try to add more to the board. And then it also increases the chances that my Wild Ride actually does something. Poise Practitioner. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here, so we're going to cast this, target here, but then in response to the trigger, we're going to target this to give it not indestructible, but can't be blocked. Okay, there's a Jeskai Devotee. So harmonize for red. Yeah, no. I think we just get in and attack for 4 guaranteed points. And then we're gonna play the Monastery Messenger, and then we're gonna go get our Twin Bolt back to the hand, or back on top of the deck, because I think the Twin Bolt's gonna be fairly decent here. Also, the Teamer Devotee is gonna be real nice with this Wild Ride to make it cost only 2 mana, which is good. Yeah, we're looking pretty solid here. You can do a lot of points. So they can draw with the Glacial Dragon Hunt and like kill the messenger or something, but then that's still lethal because then I just... Oh, okay, they play another guy. Sure. Okay. So it's not enough to kill... Wait, hold on. Hold on a sec. So if we go fresh start on the Lancer and then make that not be able to fly anymore, and then we can wild ride on this, that's only 5. But then that makes the Twin Bolt lethal on the following turn. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So we'll do this, do that. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, this could still block. Darn. All right, so we'll tap the... All right. I mean, they weren't dead yet, but they were going to go to 1, and then I have the Twin Bolt, and then things are just really bad for them. Okay. All right, we're playing against Shard. We're going first. Hand looks fine. I think we'll just get our planes. Could either get the planes, could get the forest, but I think we're just going to get the planes, get the Anafenza down. Probably better on average. And also, you can also play the messenger. Yeah. And then you can play this on turn 4 anyway. Okay. Another tap land. Now, obviously, I wish I'd gotten the forest, but, you know, you don't know what you're going to draw. Okay, they're going to flush out another one of these Dragon Omen guys. So the sorcery is basically just Tormenting Voice, and then the other half's a 5-mana 3/3 flying hasty guy. So, okay, let's go ahead and go natural Tron, and then pass, and then we're going to flash in the Anafenza, and then we're probably going to go Team Rotani back next turn, try to draw a discard, and then figure out what we're going to do from there. Opponent probably has lots of good decisions to make. Okay. Let's see if they have a counterspell. Pressure the mana on their turn. Yep. Okay, I'm okay with that. Oh, there's a forest. So, yeah, let's play that, and then we'll go Team Rotani back for the full cost reduction. Draw and discard. I guess I don't really need another mountain. Yeah, we have more blue cards in our hand, so sure. All right, and then on the following turn, we get to go Fresh Start plus Monastery Messenger, which is not bad. Teamer Battlecrier, so... Oh, look, it's Roar of Endless Song. Okay, so let's play that, and then let's attack them for 4. And then we'll make an elephant. So what's really nice is we can hold on to our Monastery Messenger for a couple turns, and then we can just put the Roar of Endless Song back on top of the library and do it all again. Okay, that's a Carrot Kick Guardian. That's a little annoying. Channeled Dragonfire. Okay, so we get to make a 5/5. So I'm going to attack with both, because if they block with the Carrot Kick Guardian, we do in fact get to Channeled Dragonfire it away, which we are definitely going to do. Goodbye. All right, and then I think we're going to go upkeep Riverwalk Technique away the Battlecrier. I mean, yeah, their spells cost 1 less right now, but I want to tax... Okay, yeah, I basically killed it, which is nice. And now their spells don't cost less. All right, Sibsig Appraiser, totally fine. Not that great against these 5/5s, which are about to be 10/10s. Okay, that's another Sibsig Appraiser. So these are probably just going to end up being like chump block duty. Okay. Yeah, these are 10/10s, as you can see. So yeah, we'll go to combat. We'll hit them. Unfortunately, this does not remove the blockers. They've got to chump here, right? Like, come on now. Yeah. What? They're taking 10? Okay. All right. I'm not your mom. All right, let's Monastery Messenger back the Roar. Yeah, it's probably good. I mean, like, technically we maybe should have gotten back the channeled Dragonfire, but okay, whatever. Anyway, we win, which is nice. Why didn't they chump? They could have been at 13. Wild stuff. All right, we're playing against San Moriso. We lost the die roll, and unfortunately, this hand does not look good enough. I'm getting lower and lower on Anafenza the more I play with it because it doesn't really do much by itself. Okay, they took a mulligan. We have a piece of interaction, but then we don't really have much else going on. I think this hand needs a little too much help. It's a lot better. Let's keep. I mean, do I just get rid of the fresh start and go for the 2-drop into 3-drop? I guess I could go with the underfoot underdogs as well. Just make sure we have a piece of cheap interaction and then a 2-drop. Sure, I guess. Obviously, this is better because we have all our colors. Not green, but let's see. Green, white land off the top. Nope, that's okay. So Jeskai Devotee next turn. Okay, double mountain from the opponent. Ooh, Teamer Devotee. I think well, that can help fix for green, but we don't need that right now. So we'll just go Jeskai Devotee. And then opponent will, okay, base red, white. Ooh, this card seems really sweet. Dalkovan Pack Beasts. 3 mana, 0/4 Vigi, mobilize 3. Which, yeah, that definitely can apply a lot of pressure, and then the body is a little bit more difficult to deal with. Ooh, okay, this is perfect. So now we can flash in the Anafenza in response to the Channel Dragonfire, and then we can make this. I guess we put 2 counters on it. Yeah. Now they can't really attack unless they have a kill spell. Oh no. Defibrillating current. Gross. Okay, don't like that. Don't like that. Alright. Well, we'll go island this. And then I guess I could fresh start now. It's not the best use of my mana. I mean, we're only taking like 2 points a turn. That could have been not great. Especially because I don't have anything. Okay, there's our green land, although we already had a green land. So it's basically just a race, and hopefully we can find our Teamer Saga. Okay, frontline rush is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Probably just going to make a couple of goblins, and then I can at least get in for a point every turn. 22 turns? Opponent's gonna lose the game. Okay, not sure what's going on here. They must have something. Alright, pass. Not the most exciting frontline rush. Maybe they have a removal spell and they just don't want to use it on the Teamer Devotee. Okay, we're going to go flash in a couple gobos. And then go to my turn. Oh, look. Roar of Endless Song. So let's attack for 2 first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know they don't have blue, but we're going to play around the counter spell. Maybe that was bad. Maybe I was supposed to hold the land in hand, but oh well. Make the 5/5, which is nice. And then, do they have a kill spell for it? Nope. Cool. Come on, elephant. You can do it. They got to have removal for this elephant. Twin Bolt. Okay, so that means they have a deal 4? Oh, okay. Unsparing Boltcaster, 3 mana, 3/3. When it enters, it deals 5 damage to a creature an opponent controls that was dealt damage this turn. I like that for the opponent. Not so much for me. So we already have all our colors. Let's just get a blue. And then no attacks. This elephant's going to do something. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, yeah, what they could do is attack, and then if I block, it's not going to happen. Okay, anyway, let's go to combat, and then I'm gonna... Oh, shoot. I guess what I could have done... All right. We could have gone channeled Dragonfire on the Boltcaster and then channel Dragonfire on something else. Whatever. We'll just attack for 10. It's fine. Okay. There it goes. Do I care? Not really. I think I'll just wait. Like, I know I'm getting the most value when my creatures are large for the channel Dragonfire. I just don't need it right now. It's not really necessary. I'm just gonna pass. Ooh, Cautious Exhale is nice too. Okay, so now I will attack with both. And then we'll see if they have some sort of removal. Okay, I'll let this happen. See what you got. Inevitable Defeat. Exile target non-land permanent. Controller loses 3 and you gain 3. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, at least this gets to kill this. So, you can't really complain. Alright, cool. I could do it again, but there's no need. It's the race to find something. Yeah, this is kind of unfortunate. I really like when these 2-mana 3/3s have ways to actually attack, but it's just not been the case with this card. So it definitely suffers. No need to waste both of these removal spells. I'll just use the Exhale to kill it. Oh, not that. Deal 5. I will not behold a dragon. Do you have an answer? All right, we're just 1-for-1ing each other. Eventually, oh god, eventually we're gonna find something here. Okay, Reigning Victor. I guess we can kill it. It's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Or actually, I guess I can block. So I don't really need to. We'll just go... Okay, Jeskai Brushmaster is a fine draw because now... now next turn we can actually do quite a bit of damage. Okay, so they're going to attack and mobilize. So we'll go ahead and... Why are they making this attack? They must have something. They don't know I have the Twin Bolt. I can just make the obvious blocks. Let's see what they do here. Duty Beyond Death. Okay. Creatures you control gain indestructible. Put a counter on each creature. Oh boy. So, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and just Twin Bolt their face then, which will save my Brushmaster. It won't kill the Victor, but that's okay. I mean... We're probably just going to go Dragonfire to the face and then... Oh, right. The channel Dragonfire. I knew that. My bad. Oh, boy. Oh, Team Rattani back. Thank you. Thank you. Let's play that. Draw, discard. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, let's pass. Go to my turn. Okay. Kind of like tempoing them here. Just put that on the top. Let's see if they leave it on top or put it on the bottom. Like kind of an awkward choice because we both have nothing right now. Yeah, they're just going to let it die. They think it's going to be better suited as a random card. All right, now we're actually applying a bit of pressure to them, which is nice. Hopefully my opponent does not draw anything crazy. Oh no, that's fine. Just a Shock Brigade. All right, just going to keep hitting them until morale improves. This is some really riveting, exciting gameplay. Oh, another gain land. All right, deal 2 damage to me. I get to eat... Oh yeah, I always get to block the 1/1, which is nice. I'm only taking 1 a turn. Jeskai Monument, that's a good draw. It gives me birds. So we'll do that. We'll grab our mountain, play the mountain, we'll make some burbs, and then we'll hit them for damage. And then there's no need to do anything else. Okay, and then just concede. Nice. That was interesting. Interesting game. See you in the next. All right, we're playing against Grimaldus. We won. We lost the die roll, but this hand looks very strong, so we're gonna keep. We have all of our colors, so we can go ahead and just get a red with this, I suppose. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We can like thin the deck a bit. So we can get our mountain, and then we have all our colors. I could go for the Teamer Devotee on the next turn, but actually, yeah, we'll go Teamer Devotee. There's a lot of tap lands here, though, so it's going to be awkward. We might not be able to play Roar of Endless Song on 5. Okay, luckily they don't do anything. Okay, let's play out the Blossoming Sands. And then I don't have any other plays. Well, technically I can give my Teamer Devotee haste, but that doesn't work. Okay, there's another land. So they did nothing. So I feel inclined to just slam a Brushmaster. I think that's fine. Take one turn off of the Roar of Endless Song. Maybe they don't have removal for it, or maybe they do. Okay, Dragon's Prey. I guess that makes some amount of sense. Ooh, Snowmelt Stag. That is a good draw. And then we'll go Tranquil Cove. And then, yeah, this thing's slamming in for 5. Then we get to play Roar of Endless Song. It's not bad. Okay, I am willing to trade this off. Totally fine. Not a big deal. Ooh, perfect. So now we get to go Roar of Endless Song. And then we get to give it haste. And then we get to slam for 13 damage. Opponent definitely did not expect to be taking 8 damage out of nowhere this turn. I feel like they probably blocked the stag. I don't think they can afford to take that. So they're stuck on 4 lands. Okay. Okay. So that was gonna make a 5/5, and I was literally just gonna win right there. I was gonna deal 13 damage because I was gonna give the other one haste and just, yeah, that was really disgusting. All right, see you in the next. All right, we're playing against Zaith. We lost the die roll, and unfortunately, this hand is a mulligan, just 2 mountains. Not gonna get the job done. I mean, if I could scry 3 and see that my top cards were island, forest, plains, yeah, of course I'd keep, but I can't do that. Yeah, this hand's fine. So we'll keep this, put back a mountain, and then we have the Jeskai Monument to find our plains. Okay, they go turn 1 Descendant of Storms, which could be a problem. So we'll go Montana. I imagine they're just going to go land and then make this a 3/2? What? Oh, okay, tap land. I was like, what? Opponent, you can't be doing that. All right, let's play the Teamer Devotee, I think. Just because it blocks the Descendant of Storms very nicely. Okay, Forest into Severance. Ooh, Severance Priest. All right, so when it enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, exile it. And when this leaves, I make a spirit where X is the mana value of the card. Okay. It's not bad. What are they taking? It's a Death Toucher. I imagine they take Anafenza? Question mark? I don't know. We will see. Also, shout out to Severance. Great show. Would recommend. That's all I'll say. What are they going to pick? I don't know. I feel like Anafenza's the pick. Because it also gets rid of it forever, right? And then I just get an XX. Opponent's really in the tank. Yeah, they took the Anafenza. That's what I thought was going to happen. All right. Jeskai Devotee. Okay, so we'll go Tranquil Cove, and then we'll go for the Tygom, which is nice. And then we get to double spell next turn, so it has to be if we don't draw a land, it has to be the Jeskai Devotee that gets copied, which is fine. I'd like a free 2/2. Okay, they're gonna go Bearer of Glory. It's totally fine. Solid card, but not one I'm particularly worried about. Will Tygom bite the dust? It, in fact, does bite the dust. And they're going to pass. All right. So, yeah, we're going to go Jeskai Monument. We're going to go grab a Montana. And then we're going to go Jeskai Devotee. And then we're going to pass. So, we're still, oh my God. Oh, danger. This card is so good. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. How do we win? This card is crazy. So then, your end step, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, and whenever another non-token creature you control enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. And unfortunately, I did not draw the removal spell for it, which I don't like. All right, I guess we go Snowmelt Stag, either Snowmelt Stag or make Burb. Do I want Burb or I want Stag? I guess the Snowmelt Stag really, really holds them off for a while, so I don't hate it. We're in big trouble. I don't really have a great way to deal with the Warden. I guess I have the Snare, but I have to draw it, obviously. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, Sandskidder Outrider. Oh boy, it's going to endure twice here. So, big old 5/4. Their board is just getting so out of hand. Monastery Messenger. What do I have? Nothing? Oh boy. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Yeah, I guess we could go Underfoot Underdogs and then just try to, like, do that. It's not great, but it's not a good plan. It's a plan. Never said it was good. Underfoot Underdogs can make something unblockable. That'd be nice if they were at like 4 or 5 life. My opponent's at 20. This Warden of the Grove is growing out of control. Anytime they draw a creature, it just gets bigger, or they go wider. Oh, now they have an Anafenza. Oh boy, now it's oh my goodness. Yeah, this card's really unbeatable if you don't kill it right away, which is unfortunate. Okay, they get a counter. The Roar of Endless Song. That's a card. It's not really what we want right now. Oh, also this is a 6/6. Oh boy. With first strike, too. How do we win? I guess it starts by drawing Forest, which I have a 1 in 26 chance. Worse things have happened. We might be able to do it. It's entirely possible. I don't think opponent really has to think that hard. There's really not that much going on here. They have a pretty good grasp on the game here. Okay, they did in fact find the line of attacking with their 6/6 first striker against my army of tiny guys. So, good on them. Okay, now this gets to endure 3. So they just played a 3-mana 7/5 with trample. Okay, it's kind of a forest. Oh boy. All right, we'll play the mentor out, I guess. I don't want any of these cards. Get in with the damage. Technically, I could have, like, made something else unblockable, but I'm probably going to use this to block. Actually, take 7. Oh, also they can pump their board. Like, they could have just swung out, I think. I don't think they're at any risk of dying here. Sagu Wildling. Yeah, that's probably it. And it gets to endure 4. So they just played a 5 mana 7/7 flyer that gains them 3 life. Yeah, this game just got way out of hand. Roar of Endless Song is going to do nothing on this board state. Rough way to go out. But yeah, no. Warden of the Grove is really, really incredibly strong rare. Probably would take that over like all the commons and uncommons in the set. Just, yeah, ridiculously powerful card if left unchecked. I mean, if you kill it right away, it's not too bad, but still, it's like a must answer threat. Well, we got to 5 wins. I gotta say, I'm a little surprised because we had that late pivot with the Roar, and then we were taking all these defensive blue cards, but I think it probably just goes to show that when you end up in like a more defensive, grindy, bomby space, that could fend a little better against the format rather than like a straight up like aggro deck. Like, you really need a really good aggro deck to compete in this format, as you could see from like the last video. Kind of struggled. And we had a lot of cards that didn't really fit the bill of what we were trying to do. The Wild Ride and the Underfoot Underdogs, they were like fine cards but nothing incredible. But you just have so much interaction. You have the Static Snare, you have the Riverwalk technique, Exhale, all the exhales pretty much, the Fresh Start, the Molten Exhale, the Twin Bolt. So you just have all of this interaction at common and uncommon that, this deck I think was, right, safe to say, not the best, a little scrappy, but getting 5 and 3 is totally respectable. So I can't say I'm completely disappointed. And then the fixing actually ended up okay despite our late pivot off of white. And as far as like movers up, movers down, well, I mean, obviously, Roar of Endless Song is ridiculously strong. Stag felt fine. I mean, I only drew it like once or twice, so I can't really say. I've heard good things about it, but I don't think it's completely unplayable. I think it's actually pretty decent. Dragonfire is fine. I think it just, maybe it's slight mover down for me. Just a deal 2 is not amazing. Molten Exhale is great. Auspicious Exhale is great. These are obvious. Frontline Rush, even in this deck, it's totally fine. 2 mana for 2 bodies, nice and defensive. Or if you're on the offensive, you just get to like kill your opponent, which is good. Yeah, the Monastery Messenger, I'm kind of iffy on. Like, obviously it's great when you rebuy Roar of Endless Song, but you really only need to play Roar of Endless Song once. Taigom did like one thing. I guess it was fine. Like, if you're in like deep in blue and you get Taigom like 13th pick, sure, you can play it. It's fine. Jeskai Devotees were not that great. Anafenza, though, I think is probably like the biggest outlier, because we saw it both from us and opponents be okay, but I think it was only good for my opponent in that last game because they were ahead. If you're behind, this card doesn't really do anything. The Flash 2/2 First Striker body is not that great. And then whenever another non-token creature you control dies, it endures 2. Well, first of all, it doesn't trigger off of tokens. So it doesn't trigger off of your endure tokens. It doesn't trigger off of your mobilize tokens. I think it'd be really broken if you could, because it's like, oh, you mobilize 2, and then on end step, you put 4 counters on this thing. So I think this is definitely a mover down. Like, it's still fine. And obviously, if you're like deep white and you're like, either Abzan or Mardu or whatever, like, it's going to be a fine card. But I don't know if this is really worth splashing for. And yeah, it just moves down quite a bit. Like, I forget what was in the pack when we took Anafenza, but I remember thinking like, oh, it could just be like another 2-drop or like a good removal spell. And I think that might have made this deck a little bit better, to be honest. And especially with Anafenza off the splash, it was a little awkward. So yeah, I would say that was probably like the biggest surprise for me as far as the quality of cards that I played. But yeah, overall, not too bad. A little scrappy, but we did in fact get the 5 wins. So yeah, we'll see you for the next one. Thanks for watching.